In today's video, I'm going to show you guys what happens behind the scenes and what you can maybe look forward to. This is day to day in IT. Stay tuned. Today, I am getting set up for our employee forums, which is a big event that we hold every single year for the hospital that I work for, where we rent out a theater and we get all of our employees rolling through there, and our CEO and other speakers do a whole presentation basically. And this year and the past couple of years, I've been in charge of setting that up. So that's, setting up all of the computer equipment, getting, the slideshow ready, videos ready, all that type of stuff. So today, I'm just gonna kind of show you, what the behind the scenes is like, because today we're doing the first run, and hopefully, cross my fingers, I got everything ready. I set up everything basically today beforehand, and it was already cutting it very close as far as getting the slideshow ready, getting videos ready for it, and getting equipment ready, because there's just quite a few things that happened that really made things last minute. And that happens all the time in IT. There's always things that are going to happen last minute. You think you have everything set up in place, ready to go, and it's going to work perfect, right? It's going to work like absolutely perfect. It's not how it works all the time. Sometimes it does. Sometimes you have everything ready to go and it just goes smooth and you're like, victory, total victory. That's not how it always goes. So that's not how it went the past few days. This whole week has not gone smooth at all. So I believe that we finally have it ready to go. I'm pretty excited to get in here, make sure that everything again is working. I have to get the computer on, get the projector on, and just verify that the slides are working, verify sound is working, verify our microphones and stuff are working. So I will try to I'll try to do a video of me going in there. I don't want to make a fool of myself too much, so I'll try to see what I can do as far as making a video of me going in there and setting this stuff up. So I'll just take this off this little stand here, and we'll get moving. So luckily for me, the theater is like 2 blocks away from the hospital that I work at, so very convenient, easy to get to, and I get to go in the back door, so it makes it again even easier. Hopefully it's open. It is. So we'll see if everything's ready to go. In the back door of the theater. Alright, so you guys watched that video. It wasn't very well put together because as I got into the theater, there was people there. So I didn't really want to make too much of a fool of myself and, be recording and talking and all that fun stuff. So you guys kind of got the gist of it. What I had to do was basically set up, computer, set up PowerPoint with video, goes to the projector, to a TV, and clone all 3 displays, so that our CEO could do basically a big, discussion and, show the PowerPoint, show some videos. And that was kind of it. And I know some of you guys are going to be like, well, that doesn't sound like a lot. And that's like, doesn't really require a lot of tech skills. And you're right. You guys are absolutely right if that's what you thought. And if that's not what you thought, when you guys get into IT and you end up doing stuff like that, you are going to feel like that is totally beneath you. And majority of the time that's true. However, when the CEO of the business, company, or whatever that you work for personally requests you to do this, you need to do that. So you put a smile on your face and you go ahead and do it. It's not really that big of a deal. And the gratification that you get alone just from doing it, based on the fact that your CEO, your biggest boss, personally requested you to do it, that's always kind of a good thing. You know, that means that they know that you can do the job. They trust that you will be there to make sure that job gets taken care of properly. Right? Right. So whether that specific job, like setting all that stuff up, is really, really easy to do or not, sometimes things like that happen. You could be a system administrator and you could get called off to do something really as stupid as that, depending on the size of the company that you work for and depending on the size of your department, you know? Things like that do happen, you know? It all revolves around, you know, relationships that you have with, you know, your superiors and, you know, different directors and bosses and things like that. And, you know, the things that you've done for them in the past. You know, there's going to be times like this where it just happens. Regardless of relationships and what's going on, what's not going on, somebody's out sick, and you have to fill in. You know, it doesn't really matter what position you're in sometimes. You just have to do it. You know, you have to go out and do something that really doesn't require a huge skill set. And again, that's fine. It's not that big of a deal. So, you know, this is just a little bit of behind the scenes as, you know, something that you might run into when you're working in IT. I was more than happy to do it. I'm glad everything worked out fine. There was definitely a few hiccups even. And I won't really get into the details of those, but, you know, I should get into the details of those. The projector was not working properly. I'll just say that. We'll just leave it at that. So we had to bring in different equipment. And this is like the day before. And then even the day of, where we were doing this presentation. The presentation went across 2 days. And, you know, the CEO was speaking to literally like 900 people across these 2 days. And there was like 3 different meetings, you know. And literally, I'm scrambling the day of the first meeting, trying to make sure that the PowerPoint is going to work with the videos that are embedded into it on a Mac, because everything that I had set up was on a PC, and we brought in a Mac to work with a projector that had an HDMI input and all this other crazy stuff. There was a lot of crazy things that happened the day before and the day of that really just threw you off. It threw me completely off. I had to literally drop everything that I was doing to make sure that everything was taken care of properly. And it was. Everything went off without a hitch. Today was the last day of all the meetings, and everything went smoothly. There was not one thing bad that happened, no errors, nothing. So I'm glad that I got to go through that entire process, and glad everything worked just fine. But like I said, you know, it's not something that really required a lot of my tech skills. You know what I mean? It didn't require me to do a lot of thinking. It required me to do a lot of legwork. It required me to do, to basically take up a lot of my time on other things that, you know, could have been more important, possibly, but when it's your CEO telling you to do this, again, you do it. You do things, and in return, things might happen. So hopefully, by me doing all of this and busting my ass to get all of it done, something great might happen. And if it doesn't, I don't really care, because I went out and I did my job, and I did my job amazingly well. That doesn't even sound right, but I don't really care. I did my job. And sometimes you just have to do your job, no matter what it is. So when you're going to work in IT, sometimes you're going to do stuff that you don't necessarily want to do, or things that you think are completely beneath you. But you suck it up, you do it, and you put a smile on your face, and that's it. You do your job, no matter what that job is. And it's fine. I'm not upset about it by any means. I don't want to come across as I'm upset about this. I'm just kind of playing devil's advocate here and saying that some people would be upset about this. I'm not. I don't care. I'm perfectly happy to do it. But I'm just kind of having you guys see like both sides of the spectrum here. You know, trying to. I hope that kind of makes sense in some weird way. If not, I don't know what to tell you, I guess. But this was a behind-the-scenes video of, you know, working in IT and just giving you a little bit of feedback on the day-to-day stuff that, you know, could potentially happen. So I know you guys kind of requested more videos like this, so I hope this video falls directly into this category. And I hope you guys appreciate the fact that I kind of went out and took some actual video of me, you know, out in the field. So I'll try to do that more often too, because that was actually kind of fun to try to do something like that. So anyway, that's all I have for you guys today. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got. I'll try to do more videos like this very, very soon. And of course, as always, if you guys have comments, questions, concerns, anything, hit me up in the comments, email, Facebook, Twitter, hit me up anywhere. I will try to answer you guys, talk to you, whatever, I don't know. Hit me up in a live stream, of course. I randomly do these live streams sometimes. So anyway, as always, take it easy.